Good afternoon, members. Let's pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness has appointed the offices of the leaders and the county assemblies for the welfare of the society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of the important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our county, in whose interest you've committed to a charge. Amen. Clerk, can you confirm if you have the quorum to transact the business of today?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There's lack of quorum in the House.
Sergeant, you're there. I order the bell to be rung in the next 10 minutes. Meanwhile, do we have whip? Is whip around? So then I can assign Honorable Tom. Honorable Tom, you can take the responsibility, get members to come in. Clerk, can you confirm if we have the quorum now?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There's quorum in the House.
Thank you, Honorable Tom, for that good effort. So, Clerk, can you proceed and read the order?
Homa Bay County Assembly, Third Assembly, 4th Session, Order of the Day, Wednesday, 2nd July 2025 at 2:30 p.m. Order of Business. Order number 1, Administration of Oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, Communication from the Chair.
No communication. Next order.
Order number 3, Messages.
Please proceed.
Order number 4, Petitions.
Next order, Clerk.
Order number 5, Papers.
Do we have in the House the Chair, Park?
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper.
I just, if you allow me, Honorable Boss, I just ask to check if you're around. You're around?
Yes.
Okay, you can proceed and lay.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 2nd July 2025 at 2:30 p.m. Report of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on consideration of the Auditor General's report on Homa Bay County Education Bursary Fund year ended 30th June 2024. Thank you.
Proceed and lay. Chair Park, once settled, you can proceed. No. Clerk, next order.
Order number 6, Notices of Motion.
Chair Park, proceed with the notice.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this House adopts the report of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on consideration of the Auditor General's report of Homa Bay County Education Fund for the year ended 30th June 2024. I thank you.
Well noted. Clerk, next order.
Order number 8, Statements.
No statement. You can move to the next order.
Order number 9, Motion. Report of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on consideration of the Auditor General report on Homa Bay County Education Bursary Fund for the year ended 30th June 2024.
Chair Park, you can proceed with the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Aware that
Chair, in just 1 minute, let me check if we have this with members in their gadgets. In just 1 minute, Chair. Is there? So, Chair, then you can proceed.
Honorable Speaker, with the report in our gadgets, I'm going to try to be brief as possible, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is a report of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on consideration of the report of the Auditor General on Homa Bay County Education Bursary Fund for the year ended 30th June 2024. Honorable Speaker, the definition of types of audit opinions or audit reports or terms are there. We have unqualified opinion, qualified opinion, adverse opinion, and disclaimer opinion, Honorable Speaker. Our mandate is also on the preface, that is 1, 0. Honorable Speaker, the Public and Investment Committee is a select committee established pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 186. The committee is permitted to examine and accounts of public investment, to examine the reports and accounts of public investments, examine reports of the auditor of the public investments, and lastly, examine in the context of the autonomy and efficiency of the county public investments, whether the affairs of the county public investment are being managed in accordance with the sound financial or business principles and prudent commercial practices. Honorable Speaker, the membership of the committee is 5, as in 1-2. We also had a secretariat of 5. Honorable Speaker, our report was adopted by all of us. That is on 1-2. We also acknowledge, we take this opportunity to thank all members of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee for their input and valuable contribution during the deliberation of, and to consider the Auditor General's report on Homa Bay County Education Bursary Fund. The committee also takes note of the opportunity to thank the Office of the Speaker and the Clerk of the County Assembly of Homa Bay for the logistics support accorded to it during the exercise. We are also appreciative of the Secretariat attached to this committee for their support throughout the report writing process. It is therefore my pleasant duty on behalf of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee to present to the House Public Accounts and Investment Committee's report on consideration of Auditor's General Report on Homa Bay County Education Bursary Fund for the year ended 30th June 2024. Honorable Speaker, on 2-1, the Auditor General's response on Homa County and County Education Bursary Fund for the year ended 30th June 2024. Honorable Speaker, on 2-1, you will find the parts or articles of the Constitution that guides the Auditor General. Honorable Speaker, this report was committed to this committee on 15th of April 2025 was committed to this committee on 15th April 2025. Having been committed to the committee, Honorable Speaker, the committee held its first meeting on 17th April 2025, where a resolution was reached that the minister or the CC responsible for education, vocational training, and human capital development to respond to the concerns raised by the Auditor General. This was followed by a number of meetings on the same, where the last meeting was held on 24th April, in which the committee engaged the CEC Education, Chief Officer for Education, and the other departmental heads. The response received from the CEC and its team formed the basis of the committee's observation and recommendation as contained in this report. We also had the guiding principles, Honorable Speaker, and members can refer to 2-4. Honorable Speaker, on issues raised by the Auditor, Honorable Speaker, report on the financial statements. During the audit of the year ended 30th June 2024, the Auditor General gave an qualified opinion to the Homa Bay Education Fund. The basis for the unqualified opinion were as follows, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, unqualified opinion is an independent auditor's judgment that shows that an entity financial statement are fairly and appropriately represented without any identified exemptions and in compliance with generally accepted accounting principles. This is a clear report that indicates that the auditor is satisfied with the entity's financial reporting during the period. Honorable Speaker, budgetary controls and performance. The statement of comparison of budget and actual amounts for the year ended 30th June 2024 reflects financial revenue of 230 million. However, the fund spent an amount of 204,685,629, resulting in an under expenditure of 25,314,371 shillings, which is 11.04% or deficit. The expenditure may have affected the planned activities and impacted negatively on the service delivery. The response of the management. The management acknowledged the under expenditure of 25,314,371,000 as reflected in the statement of comparison of budget and actual amounts of the year ended 30th June 2024. The shortfall was primarily due to delayed disbursement from the exchequer, which significantly impacted the timely execution of planned activities. Despite the delays, the funds received were fully utilized towards the intended purpose. Committee's observation, Honorable Speaker. The committee observed that the statement of comparison of budget and actual amounts for the year ended 30th June 2024 reveals an expenditure of 25,314,371 shillings, contrary to the provision of section 44(2) of the PFM Regulation 2025, which states that national government entities shall execute their approved budget based on annual appropriation legislation and the approved annual cash flow plan, with the exception of unforeseen and unavoidable spending dealt with through the contingencies fund or supplementary estimates. However, the fund management attribute the shortfall to late disbursement from the county treasury. The underutilization of the fund may indicate weakness in budget execution and planning processes, potentially affecting the timely implementation of planned activities and undermine the delivery of essential services to the public. Committee's recommendation. Honorable Speaker, the committee recommends that the Homa Bay County Education Bursary Fund Management Committee to enhance its budget execution strategy by aligning work plan with the realistic cash flow projection and strengthening coordination with the county treasury to ensure timely disbursement of funds. The Homa Bay County Education Board Bursary Fund, the Homa Bay County Education Bursary Fund, to establish internal mechanism for continuous monitoring of budget performance to identify and address, Honorable Speaker, report on lawfulness and effective use of the public resource. Fund administrator in acting capacity. Honorable Speaker, in brief, the Auditor General found that against the law or section C441(2) of the Public Service Commission on Human Resource Policies and Procedural Manual for Public Services of 2016, the fund administrator had acted for more than 6 months, Honorable Speaker. The management did not provide a response on this matter, Honorable Speaker, and therefore, Honorable Speaker, the committee observed that the fund administrator had been serving acting appointment reflects non-compliance with the establishment with established human resource policies and may affect decision-making, authority, accountability, and continuity in Homa Bay County Education Bursary Fund operations. Committee's recommendation, Honorable Speaker. The CECM for Finance and Economic Planning to take immediate steps to regularize the position of the fund administrator in accordance with Section 2.1 of Homa Bay County Education Bursary and Scholarship Fund Act of 2024. The Homa Bay County Education Bursary Fund Management Committee to ensure strict adherence to human resource policies to promote accountability, stability, efficiency in management in compliance with provision of the Homa Bay County Education Bursary and Scholarship Fund Act of 2024. Non-compliance with the Bursary Act. The statement of financial reflects use of goods and services, expenditure balance of 204,635,584, which includes scholarships and education benefits of 196,228,238, as disclosed in Note 8 to the financial statement. The fund has subdivided its budget, or the committee, Homa Bay County Education Bursary Committee or Scholarship Fund, has subdivided its budget to support 1, full scholarship, and 2, procurement of assorted item to support the beneficiary. However, there was no guidelines on percentage of allocation of each item to support budget acquisition and planning. Further, there was no work plan or other explicit deliverables as directed under Section 4.3 and Section 7C of Homa Bay County Education Bursary Act 2025. Honorable Speaker, the committee's observation. The statement of financial performance reflects an expenditure of 204,635,584 shillings. Under use of goods and services including 196,228,238 shillings. For scholarship and education benefits, as disclosed in Note 3 of the Financial and Management Statement, management clarified that the fund subdivided its budget into bursary support, full scholarship, and procurement of assorted items for beneficiaries. It was noted that there was no clear guidance on the percentage allocation or specific deliverables as required under Section 4.3 and 7C of the Homa Bay County Education Bursary Fund Act of 2015, which is now repealed. Committee recommendation. Honorable Speaker, the committee recommends that the Homa Bay County Education Bursary Funds management need to fully comply with Section 21 of the Homa Bay County Education and Bursary Fund Act 2024, which states that in fulfilling the mandate under this act, all officers, and institutions bearing any responsibility under this act in accordance with the values and principles set out in Article 10.2, 10.2, 201 and 232.1 and Chapter 6 of the Constitution, as well as the provision of the relevant provisions of the relevant acts. Honorable Speaker, report on the effective internal control and risk management. the auditor ascertained that internal control risk management of the Homa Bay County Bursary Fund complied with Section 7.1 1A of the Public Act 20, Audit Act 2015. Our observation, the committee observed that the Auditor General report confirmed that the internal control risk management and governance frameworks of the Homa Bay County Education Funds complied with Section 7.1A of the Public Audit Act of 2015. The positive assessment reflects commendable effort by the fund management team in upholding sound financial practices and governance standards, which are essential for the integrity, transparency, and accountability of public resources. Honorable Speaker, the committee recommends that the Homa Bay County management to maintain and continuously strengthen its internal controls, risk management, and governance frameworks to sustain compliance with Section 7.1A of the Public Audit Act of 2015. Further, the management to institutionalize periodic reviews and capacity building initiatives to adapt to emerging risk and evolving governance standards. Honorable Speaker, during our sitting as a committee, when we were looking at the audit report on this, Honorable Speaker, there are issues just that, as we have raised, that the committee or the fund management should look into in future as they implement this fund, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it is very commendable, and as you can see from our report, Honorable Speaker, always public funds get to be mismanaged if the internal controls are not in place, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as a committee first, we want to say and echo that this, the auditor gave unqualified opinion to the management on this fund, Honorable Speaker. This is a clear show that the funds were fraudulently used, Honorable Speaker, though there were issues that were raised that should be in future, if addressed, then further or in future, the public will get to benefit more from the fund, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it's very important, as I've said, that measures be put in place to strengthen internal control risk management so that we achieve or temptation of misuse of public funds are not put in place, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it is our prayer as a committee of the Public Accounts Committee that this House adopts this report. Honorable Speaker, I call upon our Vice Chair to support this motion. Thank you. To second this motion, thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Chair. Well done. Honorable Pauline. Honorable members, the report having been duly moved by the chairperson, the Honorable Boaz Kiri, on behalf of the Honorable Nicholas Awaka, and seconded by the Honorable Pauline Omogi, I therefore propose that this House adopts the report of the Public Accounts and Investments Committee on the consideration of the Auditor General report on Homa Bay County Education Bursary Fund for the year ended 30th June 2024. Honorable members, the floor is open for debate. Thank you. Deputy Majority Leader, Honorable Monoflorita Ondiek.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I want to take this opportunity to, first of all, thank Honorable Boaz for a very good presentation of the report I also want to commend my deputy, the deputy chair of the committee for seconding the report. Honorable Speaker, I want to say that you have realized how brief the report is. It's not because we had nothing to raise, but it's because the report that was brought by the Auditor General was fairly done. The department did not have so many anomalies that could raise a lot of issues, but we have got a few observations that we came across, like the spending. There was some kind of shoddy work that was done during the expenditure. You realize that not all the money that was supposed to be spent on this particular program was used. So we want to say that there was low absorption rate in regard to the expenditure of this particular activity. Another thing that we realized is has been raised by Honorable Boaz is that the fund manager has acted on that particular capacity for a long time. And so the person who has acted there is supposed to be, permanently absorbed if the person is deemed fit. I also want to say that the recommendation that we have made should be observed, and the implementation committee should come up and check on that, whether the department on education, whether their budget is really followed up. If they do not do it according to the budget that is made, then it is going to, bring us back instead of going forth. A lot of things like maybe buying things for the students who are on scholarship, we realized that it is not properly done. So it is there is under expenditure on that particular part. So let us advise the committee on implementation to look into this. Otherwise, the department has done some good work. We appreciate them and we encourage them to continue just doing the same. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Deputy Majority Leader. Well done. Deputy Majority Whip, the Honorable Samuel Yater.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would like to contribute to this report that has been tabled by the able chair, Honorable Waka, represented by Honorable Boaz, and seconded by Honorable Pauline Omogi. To note is that 25 million was not spent, but not because of the workings of the Ministry or the Department of Education, but because of the lack of the national government to actually disburse funds in time, that is for last year, actually the year 2024-2025. You realize that the budget for education at 230 million for that year was itemized. That means either the department, if they fulfilled all the itemized things, then it means the department somewhere is in debt and has some pending bills going on because of the lack of disbursement of funds. But I'm happy that this year, the financial year that has just ended 2 days ago, the National Treasury confirmed that they had disbursed all the funds. And this now, I would want to give accolade to my party, ODM, for having donated an able CS who has ensured that all the counties have received their money so that they don't run into debts like the one we might have run into in 2024, in 2023, 2024. Because the CS has disbursed money, we will not be able to incur debts, and we will be able to actually carry out all our activities in time. 2, I would also want to note and this actually, there is a committee concerned with in this assembly. One of the recommendations and actually findings of the Committee of PAC, that there is a staff who is in charge of the fund of education, who has been in acting capacity for a very long time. For an auditor to realize this, then it means there is work for our Committee of Public Service, let alone the one for education or the one for PAC. There is work because there are so many, if you go to the departments, there are so many who are on acting capacity and they may have acted for far too long. It is our mandate as an assembly that if possible, we look for ways into seeing to it that the staff who are on acting capacity, if they cannot be confirmed, then those who are actually supposed to be there substantively should be looked into. And that is a matter that should be actually dealt with within this assembly, so that the executive can be working in tandem with the law and in tandem with provision of services to the great people of Homa Bay County. Thank you, Your Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Deputy Majority Whip. Well done. I'm not seeing any more requests, members. So that means the debate is exhausted. I call upon the mover to reply.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me appreciate members who have contributed to this motion. Honorable Speaker, we don't take for granted as a committee. We want to consider the consideration and look into when this audit report comes back to us again, Honorable Speaker, we'll make sure that we look into issues that were raised by the auditor so that they don't reoccur, or unresolved issues are not again raised in subsequent years, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, again, I want to thank members who have contributed in support of our motion or our report. We don't take it for granted, and therefore, on behalf of the PAC committee, we appreciate you. We thank you all, honorable members, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, and well done, Chair. Honorable members, I therefore put the question that this House adopts the report of the Public Accounts and Investments Committee on the consideration of the Auditor General Report on Homa Bay County Education Bursary Fund for the year ended 30th June 2024. Will as many as of the same opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 11, adjournment.
Honorable members, this House stands adjourned to next week, Tuesday, the 8th July, 2025. Thank you. At 9:30 a.m. Thank you.